All right, everybody, I am back with a brand new DC update. And holy crap, after yesterday's bombshell Hollywood Reporter article, did things just completely blow up online. You would not believe the amount of hate that was thrown my way, the comments I still continue to get. And you know what's funny is I am not a channel that is devoted just to Zack Snyder. And I find it funny that people come out and will call me all kinds of names. It's freaking hilarious. But there is a controversy that erupted when everybody started sending me notices that Zack Snyder himself confirmed on Vero that he is truly done. And we're going to unravel this mystery today because it's still being floated around all over social media. And I actually have a Vero account, so I was able to go in and confirm what was actually said. And we're going to find out if Zack Snyder is truly done with the Snyderverse or not. And then we're going to talk about what everything means, okay? So we're going to look at a couple of the pictures that I pulled in regards to this post. And I'm going to unravel this for you because I actually had to go look for it today. And I actually did some research, and we're going to talk about what each of these means. So this was the first post that was sent to me. And I'm going to tell you right now, this has been doctored. Okay, this is not what happened. This here is a complete fabrication. They went and took a screenshot of South Cali Guy 87 and then put Zack Snyder's quote underneath it. Okay, so this is what everyone started to send to me, and this is false. Okay, we're going to see what Zack Snyder actually said that's true to. Here is the actual post, okay? And we're going to also look at what he's saying that's true to. So this guy, Jacob Torres, there's three people involved here. There's Zack Snyder, South Cali Guy 87, and Jacob Torres. So Jacob Torres posted and actually asked Zack Snyder, "Hey, Zack Snyder, what do you mean by this? It's true." Okay? We're going to see exactly what he meant by that's true because we're going to go look at the South Cali Guy 87 post that happens when you click that link. Here is the actual post that this takes you to. And there's two parts to this because if you look at this at face value, yes, it's going to look like he's done, okay? Because South Cali Guy was posting the Our Movie News YouTube link that says it's officially over. And he asks, "Hey, Zack Snyder," and this is South Cali Guy, not the Jacob guy. He says, "Hey, Zack Snyder, when did you confirm that the Snyderverse was dead? LOL, did I miss something?" And that's when Zack Snyder said, "That's true." But we don't see the other part of what South Cali Guy said unless you scroll down a little more. And here's what it says at the bottom. "As long as there are fans wanting to see it completed, the Snyderverse lives. Sell Snyderverse to Netflix. Sell Zack Snyder's Justice League to Netflix." So what exactly was Zack Snyder saying that's true to? Because this was the actual post that South Cali Guy posted for Zack Snyder to see, and he was asking for clarification here. He did not clarify whether it was about the Our Movie News or whether he was confirming, as long as there are fans wanting to see it completed, that Snyderverse lives. This is what actually happened. So all the other stuff that you guys see online is nothing other than white noise. It's people trying to create a narrative. And I'm going to talk about what all of this means. And let's say he did come in and say it's over. We're going to talk about this. I wanted you guys to see the truth because everybody on Twitter is just, they're posting fake, photoshopped, edited files. What I just showed you was from the actual Vero account. I've had a Vero account ever since Zack Snyder announced that he was on Vero and that Zack Snyder's Justice League was going to be released. So I've been on there for like 2 or 3 years, okay? And I follow everything that he does. He never said that it's officially over, okay? He did say it's true in that post. So let's say it's true. Well, first, I'm going to talk about what it means if he did actually mean that it's over. And I'm going to talk about what this means. But I'm also going to talk about that article that I posted yesterday. And I'm going to point something out, a couple of things that shows you the credibility of the person doing the reporting in that specific article, okay, with Zack Snyder, that interview. So let's say he is confirming that it's over. He's not lying. It is over, guys. It's done. It's over. As long as Warner Brothers Discovery, and David Zaslav is the owner, and they've got their DCU studios, the DC studios running, the Snyderverse is gone. It's dead. It's buried. It's gone. It's gone. He's right. It's over. Does that mean he doesn't want to tell his story? No, it doesn't. In fact, just a few months ago at the Full Circle event, Zack Snyder was specifically asked if he was given the opportunity to come back and do Justice League 2 and 3, would he do it? He said absolutely he would. The video's even floating around social media right now. You can go find it. It's from the man himself. You know what wasn't from the man himself? Was that interview. That interview had a lot of quotes from Zack Snyder, but what's funny is when they got to that one paragraph where they talked about all of this stuff, the only quote they have in that paragraph that came from Zack Snyder's mouth was the one about Star Wars. Nothing else. And in fact, I've had some people, and I haven't been able to confirm this yet, but some people said his desire to do the Dark Knight Returns adaptation came from like a podcast from 2 or 3 years ago. That it wasn't actually something that was said during that interview. This interviewer was trying to create a narrative, okay? Zack Snyder, when he says that chapter of his life is closed, it is right now. It absolutely is. The guy is working on a whole new franchise that is going to take the U.S. and the world by storm. I guarantee you it's going to be a huge hit. Unless the movie really sucks, which I don't think it's going to, I think we're in for something pretty damn special, okay? It is going to blow Aquaman 2 out of the water. Guaranteed. It's going to smash it. Unless the movie is absolutely terrible. But there are plenty of people who have seen it, and they're pretty excited about it. And the fact that they're showing it weeks early and that they're having, I was going to try to go to the event coming up on the 13th or 14th of December, but I just couldn't pull it off. I was actually willing to spend the money to fly to L.A. to go see the premiere, but I just couldn't make it happen. And I really wanted to be there. I really want to be there to watch this film. I'm really upset that Netflix is not actually releasing this in theaters like they do a lot of their other movies. They'll release them in theaters a week before they start streaming on Netflix to give people who don't have Netflix an opportunity to go to the movies to see it. I would go support this film. I have a freaking theater downstairs, guys. I can watch stuff from home, but I would still go to the movies, and I still go to the movies to watch stuff because I want to support the things that I want to see. So he is deep. He's just neck deep in his universe. So yes, the DC stuff is over for right now. But Warner Brothers stock, I looked this up yesterday. Warner Brothers Discovery stock is now around $10. It's hovering around $10. You know what it was a couple of years ago in 2021, like March of 2021? It was at $77. This is how much David Zaslav has destroyed this company. The stock is in the toilet. The investors are not going to put up with this for much longer. The rumors about them being sold are probably true. I would say there's a 90% chance that those rumors are true. And if they get sold next year, and let's say somebody like Universal picks them up, David Goyer and Christopher Nolan, all the people who are involved with creating the Snyderverse, starting with Man of Steel, are over there at Universal. So if they end up purchasing it, you don't think that they're going to want to bank and cash in on how popular, especially Zack Snyder's Justice League was when it got released, and the excitement that it started to bring, and the excitement of announcing Henry Cavill back with Superman? You don't think that if they buy Warner Brothers and that they have the rights to DC, that they're not going to do something about it? That remains to be seen. I would bet that they would. Now, I don't know that's going to happen, but I bet it would happen. But the facts bear. And another thing about that article, the facts bear that article was trying to create a narrative, and I'm glad people brought this up because I was just reading it and I wasn't always comprehending until I got to that part what I was reading. But there was that part where they said that Superman in Man of Steel had murdered Zod. He didn't murder him, and I mentioned that. And I mentioned that actually when I was reading it, that he didn't murder him. But the thing that was interesting is they said it was the first time in cinematic history that Superman had murdered somebody, which is not true. In Superman 2, at the very end, with Ursula, Zod, and Non, when Superman switches and takes their powers away and protects himself in the chamber, and he comes back out, they're all human. And what does Superman do? He crushes Zod's hand, picks him up, and then throws him down the Fortress of Solitude to his death. Lois Lane turns around and punches Ursula. She falls to her death. And then Non tries to go and fly, and he falls to his death. That was more murder. He would be more convicted of murder there than what Superman was doing in Man of Steel. So the media is still trying to create a narrative. Now, if Zack Snyder is out there doing all this, why is he doing this? Well, one, he did wish James Gunn, the best, and that he hopes his stuff survives. Do you really think he's going to come out and say, hey, dude, I really hope your stuff fails? No, he's being the gentleman. This is the thing about Zack Snyder. If you read what he said about Amber Heard and also Ezra Miller, and this is the way I am. I don't like to judge people. He's the same way. He's not judging these people. You won't hear me. I'm never going to judge somebody based on their personal life or what they have going on. I will judge them based on their performances and what they do in their job, but I'm not going to judge them personally. And he's not going to do the same. He's not doing that either. He's the nice guy. He's very cordial. He's very friendly. And this is how Zack Snyder's Justice League actually got released, because he was a guy that was willing to sit back and watch the studio implode, come to him. They were creating HBO Max and they needed content, and he was able to come in and finish what he started. He's already said out of his mouth he would come back. So until he officially comes out and makes a hard statement, somebody asks him point blank, and there's a quote in a video of him saying, I'm done, it's over, it's never going to happen. There's always hope, guys. There is always hope. Will it happen? It's hard to tell. But I'm not giving up. I feel like as a consumer, as a fan of these heroes, I feel like I was ripped off by Warner Brothers by Warner Brothers. Absolutely ripped off. And all they've done now by bringing in James Gunn and creating DC Studios is they have completely shut that door. Like, it is shut. There is no chance of it opening while they're in control over there. So I don't think there's any chance we're going to see David Ayer Suicide Squad. That thing needs to be leaked. And what irks me as a fan, knowing that they're trying to take all of this from us, there are lots of scenes that were filmed with Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman that we're never going to see, especially in Aquaman 2 and some of this other stuff. The least they could do for the fans who have invested 10 years in this, give us those scenes. I'm not saying in the movie, but as deleted scenes, but they're not going to do that because Warner Brothers is pretty petty with what they do. They would rather destroy this stuff and never let it see the light of day than give the fans the satisfaction of seeing what they had, what they were going to do. They'll never give that satisfaction ever again. Not after what happened with Zack Snyder's Justice League and how popular it was and how, the fans became more emboldened. It's crazy. And, Zack Snyder has not said he's done in that article. And, this goes back to, for years I was telling people that Ben Affleck never said he was done with Batman. And everybody would tell me he said it himself in the Jimmy Kimmel. And I said, no. If you go back and you look at how people interact and what they say, you have to look at everything in its entirety. And not once during that interview did Ben Affleck say he was done playing Batman. And I told people the door is always open for him to come back. And if given the opportunity, he will come back, especially for Zack Snyder's Justice League. And then he came back for a lot more. Like, I was not expecting him to come back for The Flash and all this other stuff. He was actually coming back full-time as Batman, under Pam Abdi and Mike DeLuca's plan. But then Zaslav changed everything, voted them out, and brought in, James Gunn and Peter Safran to do this. And all Safran is doing is completing what he started 5 years ago. So, no, the door is not shut. The things are not done. Right now it is. Zack Snyder's busy doing his thing, creating a whole universe. We're just going to have to sit back and be patient and watch Warner Brothers implode on themselves. Watch Aquaman 2 fail. Watch Superman Legacy fail. And then hope that somebody that actually cares picks up these properties. All right, guys, so I wanted to cut through all the bull crap for you today so you could see what was actually happening. I do appreciate the support. If you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and you will be notified as I have new videos go up. We'll see you on the next one.